You are looking at the world's very first live feed underwater camera on a spinning rod and reel.
That's a cobia. That was a cobia.
It works by using something called electrical fishing line, a custom-made cable that's the same thickness as regular fishing line, but it carries electronic data. This electrical fishing line connects this router to a high-speed underwater camera, which you can then use to transmit a signal to your phone, meaning you can now fish with live video that shows you everything that's happening to your bait or lure in real time. And this technology allows you to do some pretty crazy things.
On.
For the next 3 days, I'm going to be testing out this prototype in the Florida Keys with ReelView Fishing, the guys who invented this technology. And my objectives are simple. I want to capture a hookup from a boat, I want to capture a hookup from land, and I want to actually land a fish with this prototype setup.
How are we gonna get this thing up?
I have no clue.
And of course, we're going to capture some pretty wild moments along the way, because you can't expect to walk around in public with this combo and not draw attention.
What's going on here?
All right, so this is
Our trip started off at one of the most famous marinas in the Keys, Bayside Marina, and you could tell from the parking lines that this place is very serious about fishing. There are also plenty of chickens free roaming around, which was kind of a vibe. But at last the ReelView fishing team arrived, so they started loading the boat with their 4 working prototype rigs. After coming up with a game plan, we made our way to the fishing grounds. And when you have 4 300 horsepower engines, it does not take long. As we approached the fishing grounds, we fired up the prototypes, which go by the name RV1. Tyler over here started preparing some baits for us to drop down.
So right here we're butterflying some ballyhoos. The reason we do this is because it actually gives it a little bit more action when it's down there underwater. It'll swim versus, you know, going down there and spinning around. And it allows the fish to smell it a little bit better.
Now that we had our bait, it was time to drop it down and see what was lurking there. Dustin here had the honors of being the first one to drop a bait down, and he's transmitting the feed from the camera to his smartphone. And it did not take long for us to start seeing some big fish.
Is that big grouper? Big grouper down here, near the bottom. Right?
Oh, you're on the bottom?
Up here, right here.
Yeah, that's a Goliath grouper.
That's a Goliath. There's a shark down there.
Now the RV1 can transmit to any smartphone or tablet, but Chris over here was able to hijack the display from the boat.
Live feed from Dustin's rod right now.
So this is the feed that's going from his router
Yep.
that's going to this device.
This device.
This device is now connected to,
HDMI plugged right into the Garmin right in the helmet.
meaning we now had a giant monitor display showing everything that was happening to Dustin's bait. This made it so entertaining for the people who weren't fishing. And it just so happened that things got super crazy right as everybody was watching the screen.
Oh, this bite.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
there's
that's
the
a
shark.
lemon shark. Oh,
Oh.
that's a cobia.
That was a cobia.
Dude, that was freaking cobia. Freaking big cobia. Like a 40-pound cobia.
Goliath, black grouper, nurse shark.
Get that away from him.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Goliath's gonna eat it. I would just want it away now. Well, we're down here on a reef, and we got the camera down on a chicken rig with some ballyhoos, and I never knew there was that many grouper down here. I didn't. For a long time, I thought they were gone because you just don't catch them with rod and reel. Oh, lemon shark's eating it right now. One, get him, go. Oh, you got a shark. Had a shark. All right, we're good. Goliath fever. False alarm.
But at long last, we had a fish that was not a false alarm.
Here we go.
Oh, set the hook. Set the hook. Set the hook. Set the hook. You're on. Set the hook. There you go.
It came off. Came off.
Sadly, we had lost our first real look at a fish. This grouper had spit the hook, but we managed to check off our first objective, which is to get a hookup on camera from a boat. But all the excitement from that grouper got everybody fired up. So Chris got me set up with a rig and a wrist wrap so I could try to catch a fish. But instead of a ballyhoo, I was using bits of squid to try to increase my chances of catching a fish. And if it was small enough, Tyler could use it as bait. All right, we're going down. Oh, guys, this is insane. We're getting munched.
Oh, we're on.
Fish on.
A little grunt. Just a wee baby. Little guy. Yeah, I'll put it on the big rod, on the down rod. Hey, you didn't even hook him in the mouth.
Hey, look at me,
Hey,
foul.
anybody can hook it in the mouth. Takes a pro to hook
Look
it in
at
the mouth.
me, I'm so good at foul hooking grunts. We had successfully caught bait, which Tyler then took to the stern of the boat and put it on Dustin's rod. And live bait was absolutely the ticket, because within seconds of that grunt hitting the bottom, it got slurped up by a grouper.
What's that? That's a grouper. Here he comes, here he comes. Oh, we got it.
There you go. Flip. Wind down.
He's on the grunt.
Wind down, get him. We're gonna catch him.
He's under.
Oh, the grouper's gonna try to eat him. I mean, the shark's gonna try to eat him.
Unfortunately, this grouper was very smart and wedged itself underneath a rock. And you probably saw that giant shark swim by, meaning even if we somehow got our grouper from underneath a rock, it would probably end up as shark bait. But alas, Tyler and Dustin gave it their best shot and let the line go slack in hopes that the grouper would run out from under the rock. While everyone was all excited at the stern of the boat, I was about to get some action myself at the bow, where Grunt and Snapper were absolutely going to town on my bits of squid. But hooking these guys is a lot harder than it looks.
Oh, how is that not a hook set?
But at long last, I was able to hook another grunt, and that was when things got crazy.
Is that the grunt? Oh yeah, I can just watch.
Whoa, 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 go, go.
Oh, I got a grouper. Oh! Yo, we're tight, we're tight.
One down. Stop, look up, look up, look up.
Yeah, he's caught.
To the bottom?
Yeah. Yet another grouper had us beat, meaning we still haven't landed a fish with the RV1. So we decided to change things up and try to get on camera a hookup from land. So Albert and I had a plan to start fishing some bridges. But before we could do that, we needed to reconvene with the ReelView fishing team at where we were staying, where they made some preparations for us to fish the RV1 without them. The RV1 still isn't on the market, so technically I'm the first person to use the RV1 without the supervision of someone from ReelView.
Can't wait to get roasted on the internet for not wearing eye protection while soldering.
I absolutely loved the setup that these guys had. It's like they took an entire engineering lab and set it up in an Airbnb. And of course, no engineering lab would be complete if it wasn't stocked with snacks. But Albert and I needed to learn how to use this thing in the wild, because it'd literally just be us walking around a bridge in public.
All right, you want the tutorial?
Sure.
So to turn it on, you have to press this button for at least 1 second. Your light is on. Now your phone, connect to Wi-Fi. All right, here's your Wi-Fi network. It's gonna be, turn this on. Number 4, that's you. Go to the app, your video should come right up. There it is. Hit this full screen here.
And now we're live?
Yeah.
Now that we knew how to use the RV1, it was time for me and Albert to go to a bridge and see what fish were lurking there.
All right, guys, so we made it to the bridge. There's a lot of people here fishing, but how many of them do you think have live feed cameras?
Underwater live scope, that live feed, I don't know.
You think there's other people using this?
We might do everyone a favor and just tell them, hey bud, I'm not seeing any fish where you're fishing, so.
Is that rude? Imagine we would just like throw a camera down and we're just like, yeah, there's no fish, you should move, buddy.
Sorry bud.
As we walked by all of the different people fishing, I realized that the sight of a literal router on a fishing rod might be interesting to somebody who has no context as to what this is. Eventually we carved out a little section of the bridge for us and started dropping down some pieces of frozen shrimp. And just like Dustin taught me, I connected to the Wi-Fi router and launched the app. And just like that, I was fishing with cheats.
Oh, we got something checking out. Oh, those are like angelfish or something. I'm holding bottom good. Yeah, I'm getting picked apart by these little fish. Don't know what that is. He's got it. Did I hook him? I don't think I hooked him.
Just like on the boat, I was getting so many bites from fish that I couldn't even feel on the rod, which should give you insight as to how many fish are actually at the spots that you're fishing, but you just can't feel them. After many failed hook sets, I decided to set the hook not based off of tension that I felt on the rod, but by just literally timing whenever I saw a fish bite the hook. And eventually, I got one.
Pair of fish. Got one. Got one. Oh yeah.
Now don't roast me too hard for running such light drag. The ReelView guys asked me specifically to go easy on the tension just to compensate for a manufacturing issue with this batch of prototypes, and I was just trying to do my part.
That's a big guy. I don't know, dude. Look at that.
Oh dude, what is that? That is gigantic. How How are we gonna get this thing out?
I have no clue.
Albert and I ran into a big problem. We did not cover flipping in the tutorial with Dustin, and I most certainly did not want to be the guy that broke the very expensive prototype rod. So we went with the safe route, and Albert started asking around for a pier net.
Yeah. Do you have a dip net we could use? Okay, thank you. Yeah, yep.
Can't with this line. It's a special line.
Hey, do you have a net we could borrow? Do you have a little dip net we could borrow? Awesome. Appreciate it. Awesome, thanks. I don't know what this is, but we have kind of like a special line that we don't want to break.
You got braided line?
It's a new product we're testing. It's electronic. Yeah, so
You
it's
can't just pull it up. It'll shred the line. That, trust me, bro. It's like a very expensive system we're prototyping.
you know what that is?
It's a fishing go flip.
We had officially knocked off both of our objectives, and while we didn't know what this fish was, this guy, who we'll call Shirtless Florida Dude for now, seemed to be pretty confident that it was a porgy. So to show our gratitude for him helping us out with the net job, we gave him the fish, and he was pretty intrigued by the RV1.
What's going on here?
All right, so this is this is a company called ReelView Fishing. All right, they invented an electrical fishing line that runs current to a camera that gives you a live feed so you can watch it literally as you're fishing.
$59.99.
little fluger setup.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Put it up to your phone.
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, man, anytime. It's right here.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds
Hey,
good.
Alan Hernandez. Shout out. No. You got a business or something? You do anything?
All right.
The crazy part is I made a short, posted on Instagram, it went viral, and the internet found Alan Hernandez. Alan, if you're watching this, thanks for letting us use your net. Now, there was still one last thing me and Albert wanted to do before we went back home to Massachusetts. We wanted to use the RV1 to catch fish with the ReelView fishing guys. So the next morning we went bridge fishing again, but the rules were reversed this time because the kids next to us needed help with the permit and didn't bring a net. And the guy in the red was very aggressive with the pictures.
Smile, smile. Look. Smile. Wait. Man. Come.
No problem, bro.
Same as before, we dropped down some shrimp with the RV1, but this time the shrimp was alive. And while that did play a factor in making the fishing more productive, by day 3, we kinda were nasty with the RV1.
On. Yeah? Oh yeah, he's so blue, dude. He's so blue. Yeah, the fact that we know before we even bring the fish up is kind of a cheat code.
Was that not clutch?
Clutch, dude. Let's go.
I was able to get a parrotfish, a species that I'd never caught before, and we were even able to get footage of a moray eel trying to eat the bait.
No, that was the eel.
Overall, my thoughts on this technology is that it is mind-blowing. RVF has taken underwater camera technology and really brought it to the next level. At the time that I'm releasing this video in 2024, there's nothing on the market that even comes remotely close. And if you think that a product like this is cheating, remember at one point in time, people thought that fish finders were cheating. And today, still a lot of people think that LiveScope is cheating. Comment below what you think. Is the RV1 cheating, or is it just fishing technology moving to the next level? If you're interested in the RV1 yourself, I'll leave a link below, and scan this QR code to get access to exclusive new merch.